What's up, boys? So, yesterday was WrestleMania 37, Night 2, and so I know what you're thinking. Just like right off the bat, why is there an NHL video on a wrestling video? I already said this in the last one. I can't be bothered to play either 2K20 or 2K Battlegrounds. Those games suck. So with that being said, I think we can start the review for Night 2. I do think that this Night 2 was stronger than Night 1, but anywho, it started with some nice pyro, everything, and I think it had the same video package though, which I mean, I don't really care. But then Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil came out, of course the host and the co-host of WrestleMania this year. And they said, like, the first match had, like, some dark entity or some crap like that. And so I was excited because I thought it was going to be The Fiend versus Randy Orton, which it was, but I was highly disappointed. So Randy Orton came out with a nice attire. I really enjoyed it. It was, like, completely white with some red designs, his normal designs and crap. I kind of liked it. But then I think they did The Fiend bad with his entrance and in the match. So, in the entrance, Alexa Bliss came out to the Firefly Funhouse theme song, and there's like this giant Jack in the Box, and she cranked it, and then The Fiend came out. I think The Fiend could have had a cooler entrance, a better entrance, where he just came out to his normal theme song. I know that's kind of overrated nowadays, but I know WWE should start trying it. But the match was like very disappointing. Randy Orton won in like 5 minutes. So if that tells you anything to help. So the Fiend pretty much dominated the entire match, and then he had Randy Orton and Sister Abigail, and then Alexa Bliss was on top of the Jack in the Box, and then started like. It was weird. Like, she was sitting there and like holding her hand out for the Fiend to come, and then the Fiend slowly started walking towards her, and Randy Orton turned him around, hit him with the RKO. I didn't like the finish at all. Really disappointing. But yeah, it was probably it was the worst match of the night for sure. And I had expectations for it, so high expectations. The second match was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalia and Tamina for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Of course, Natalia and Tamina getting this opportunity from Night 1 in the Tag Team Turmoil. But Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler won. It was an okay match. I know it was at least watchable for a women's match. And then, but I did not like the finish again. So Natalia and Shayna Baszler were the two that were legal in the ring, but Nia Jax was in the ring, and Natalia put in the sharpshooter on Nia Jax, and you know the finish. Shayna Baszler just came in there, hit the coquina clutch, and she passed out. And that was it. So, wasn't a big fan of that at all. And then the next match, best match of the night by far, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Never miss when they're versing each other. They always just hit the bullseye. It was a great match. This was, of course, the match with Logan Paul. And Logan Paul pretty much had nothing to do with it, so I don't know if it was just a publicity stunt by WWE. I'm not quite sure. Because he just sat there at the announcer's table and looked surprised and was clapping at some points. And then after the match, Kevin Owens won. Logan Paul came into the ring, and he started, like, he was, like, clapping for Kevin Owens, then he held out his hand, which, of course, was weird because Logan Paul was on Sami Zayn's side, And then Sami Zayn got up and he didn't like it, so he started like shoving around Logan Paul. And Logan Paul was like all mad and stuff about it or something. And then Sami Zayn just left. And then Kevin Owens gave him a stunner, which I thought was awesome because I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. But yeah, the match was great. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are great. Next match was Sheamus versus Riddle for the United States Championship. I'm glad that Sheamus did win, though. Because I hate Matt Riddle. I cannot stand him. I hate his character, the original bro or whatever he is. It's just really annoying. So Sheamus is your U.S. champion. It was an okay match. I mean, Sheamus pretty much carried the entire match, but it was a nice back and forth. Nothing much to say about that one, though. And then we had Apollo Crews versus Biggie for the Intercontinental Championship in a Nigerian drum fight. And I don't get this storyline because Apollo Crews is saying how he's from Nigeria, and now he's like changed his entire voice to an accent from Nigeria. And I was looking it up to fact check it, and he's from California. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Anywho, Apollo Crews did win, but Biggie was about to... Well, Biggie just put Apollo Crews through a table nearing the end. I believe so. And then he was about to hit the big ending. Then this giant dude came in here. And then just started beating up Biggie, which, I mean... Which, was a part of the rules. I mean, that was allowed just because it was a Nigerian drum fight, aka a hardcore match. So... And then after that, he just put Apollo Crews on Biggie and got the 1-2-3. I'm not a big fan of that match, but I mean, it is what it is. Apollo Crews is the Intercontinental Champion. The next match was for the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. And Rhea Ripley won. I think this is good for Rhea Ripley, and also for me because I can't stand Asuka. But I really couldn't care for either of these people, but Rhea Ripley, I think this is great for her career. She just got called up from WWE. She has the main title. Hopefully she can, like, start... Well, I mean, she already has momentum, of course, if she's a champion at WrestleMania. But just start beating bigger names, if that makes any sense. Probably not. But if she can hold that title for a long time and Vince just doesn't ruin her entire career by doing this, then that'll definitely be good. So, and then after that, the funniest part of the night happened. So, it was, of course, it was before the main event, Edge versus Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. And Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan, I think, came out. And then we're talking about it and stuff. And then Bayley came out. And she was like talking all crap and stuff. And out of the blue, the Bella Twins came out. And that was kind of confusing because, I mean, they were only here for the Hall of Fame. So, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. And then, Bayley asked Nikki, "What are you doing here? John Cena isn't here." And I thought that was some good stuff. If you don't know, Nikki Bella got engaged to John Cena but quickly got divorced, so that was a pretty nice one. And then after that, the main event, that was a really great match. That's all I can say. A lot of spears in it, of course, with Edge and Roman Reigns. Someone went through the announce table. And the ending. There's always something wrong with the ending in the WWE. So, Edge was about to do the thingy. He had a chair under the head of both Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. And he was about to do the thingy where he smashes the chair over to them. You know what I mean? Matt Hardy or something did it to him. Or no. I'm trying to remember now. Who did that to who? I know Matt Hardy had it done to him. Yeah, I can't remember. But it was nearing the beginning of the Thunderdome, or the Performance Center, actually. But then he was about to do that. He did it to Daniel Bryan, and then Jey Uso came in there and started beating him up, and then he got Roman Reigns to win. Roman Reigns did the chair thing. Not a fan of the finish, but it was a really good match. So yeah, that was WrestleMania. I mean, it was better than night one. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8. It was solid. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.